All right, it is January 13th, 2026. It's 45 degrees out. Our wind is at 18 miles per hour. We're on the northeast side of the house and back slope. So insurance is paid for the entire back slope. Our concerns are we have some felt overlap. The felt overlap goes 6 to 8 inches over to the front slope. And I'm kind of concerned on when we start pulling up the felt that it's going to affect the shingles on the front, and they may not be repairable to do just a couple of course rows. So what we're doing today is a repair assessment. We're going to be pulling out our purple shingle with the purple X on it, and basically reinstalling that shingle just to assess the repairability. I'm using the NAFE repairability assessment method, and basically just going to start off by unsealing our assessment shingle. So basically using our standard flat bar with not very much of a pitch to it. Has to do as little
One second. It just faded off.
So just maybe. Yep, still going.
Okay.
Just maybe tap the button on the side if it does it again.
I got you.
Or you should be able to just touch the screen on the back.
Okay, I got you. Yep.
So yeah, we're going to basically be starting off with unsealing our assessment shingle, and then basically documenting with blue chalk if any of the shingles around it are affected by removing and reinstalling the shingle as an assessment here. So we're going to start off here by unsealing this shingle here. So I start off over the applique. You may want to stay a little bit closer just so I want to make sure it picks up my voice, just in case.
Yep.
So we're going to start here above an applique and under where the shingle is thicker, so not create any damage. We checked before we started to make sure that all of our appliques and laminates were sealed and not delaminating already. So, just right off the bat, just, by the shingles having wear and tear and age to them, we do have a tear here on our assessment shingle, and I will document real quick with blue. Really, our assessment here today is to assess the 8 shingles around this shingle, but I'd just like to point out any little small hiccups that would come up, because that could come up with any of these other shingles around it as well. So, unseal portion of our number 3 and 4 just to have room to work with. Right. All right, now we're going to unseal 5, 6, 7, and 8 so we can remove our fasteners of our assessment shingle. Try to keep the flat bar as flat as possible as to not create any damage to any other shingles around it. Alright, so once again, just for the wear and tear and kind of brittleness of these shingles, I have a slight tear here on number 6, so I'm going to stop and document. Tear number 6. At that point, strikes number 6 is being damaged. Get a picture of this just so you can see here. There we go. unsealed. On to 5. And once again, we have another tear down here on number 5. So I'm going to document this one as well. Another tear here. These are the concerns that we have when we're trying to manipulate some of these shingles, just with having a little bit of age and weathering to them. Just creates these complexities of maybe repairability not being a viable solution. Strike number 7. Alright, now on sealing number 8. And so that one unsealed just fine for us. So, put my flat bar off. Oh no, I'm sorry, I guess I still have to get my fasteners out. So what I like to do is just kind of check for any kind of mat transfer, which it feels like we may have some here. So at this point, what I like to do is just bring out a flashlight, kind of look up under the shingle without having to manipulate it much, and just kind of check these areas that may have some concern. All right, so for instance here, we have some mat transfer from number 4 to number 2. We have some mat transfer here from the assessment shingle to number 1. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to document this. We have mat transfer. We're going to be removing this assessment shingle, so that's also going to help us see some of this mat transfer a little bit more clearly. But at this time, we have mat transfer on number 4 and number 2 as well. I'm just going to strike both of these. And I try to lift these at the laminate as to not tear them in the weaker part of the shingle. But we have At this point, we're going to go ahead and start removing our fasteners, but we have now had mat transfer from 2 to 4, 1 to the assessment shingle, potentially 2 to the assessment shingle. Had tears in the assessment shingle, 5, 6, and 7. So at this point, I'm going to start off with going under the assessment shingle and removing our fasteners here.
I can see major mat transfer from
I was just about to say, yep, with the
from
sun
5 and 6 there.
So this is going to show us here, with the sunlight shining on this, it should make it a little bit easier. We have not only a tear on number 5, but now we have mat transfer and our small tear. Mat transfer from assessment shingle to number 5. Once again, lightly lifting this just to show second fastener here we're going to remove. That came out just fine. Next fastener here. Let's try to find our. So our fasteners on the assessment shingle on the first row coming out just fine. Sometimes you have to worry about pull-throughs, but so far they're doing all right. We really just have tears and mat transfer this time so far. Now I'm going to move under 5 and 6 to get the fasteners out, 7 and 8. Again, just try to lift as little as possible. We have more mat transfer up here from 5 to 7 that I'll document as well. Mat transfer from number 5 to number 7. You know, these 7 and 8s are quite a bit more stiff because the shingles above them aren't unsealed. Document this the best we can. I don't cause any more damage. I think we've got enough there to tear. fasteners hopefully here to remove. Alright, so this one we have a pull through now. It's where the nail head has basically come through. Put a PT here. So we have a tear just below it and a pull through right above it. Focus in here. Alright, so that's all the fasteners I believe that line. If I got them all, this should slide right out, and I have. So, at this point, let's go ahead and document some of the issues or concerns here with this being mat transfer from number 5, mat transfer from number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, so this would be from 6, the way it sits. This would be mat transfer from number 5. Document these real quick. Then we'll flip it over and check on the other side here. This would be our mat transfer from number 1 and number 2. Looking at it from a different side, you're able to see the fiberglass here. So this would be from mat transfer from 1, mat transfer from 2. Alright, so this time, I want to just check. We pretty much have had mat transfer from most of our shingles here. We're going to check while we have some stuff out. We're going to check our felt, make sure that our underlayment wasn't disturbed during our removal. It looks all good. We do have felt paper under there. So, at this time, we have observed mat transfer from 1, 2, number 4, number 6, and number 5 and number 7. It looks like number 8 is done okay. Let's see. Let's just leave some. Alright, so to complete our assessment, this time I'm going to just reinstall our assessment shingle because we didn't know exactly what kind of shingle we were working with today. So just for our assessment purposes, we're going to put this one back in. So we know Now, what our concerns could be here is when we have delamination or more tearing, just from the shingles that have to be lifted to have these put in. When installing these fasteners, I pretty much try not to lift this any higher than I must. Per shingle manufacturer recommendations, we do have to install the fasteners flush to the decking, so I do have to lift it high enough to be able to install these fasteners under this shingle. So, start off here. Now, working around tears and stuff create complexities of not trying to damage the shingle anymore. So, start here. Two. Causing this tear just to get even substantially worse. Try to scoot over a little bit. It's not very pliable at this point. So, we just had another tear over here, and I'll document here. Just a second. Last 3 fasteners in. Traditionally, we like to put 6 fasteners per shingle for wind resistance and per shingle manufacturer recommendations. But today for our assessment, I'm just doing 4. You can already see the complexities of how we're running into so many issues here with the repairability of these shingles. Once again, we're seeing delamination here, which I will. DL, and now strikes number 8, so we can just continue our being damaged as well. This happens when you're painting shingles that aren't very pliable. You get such limited room to work with. I've chipped this, which is human error, and it tore again. So I'm just going to put one more nail in to finish our assessment here. At this time, I feel like trying to do any repairs to these shingles is just causing more and more damage, where I have a delamination here as well. So, at this time, this concludes our repair assessment. I have a tear here, a chip on our number 8, and delamination further here. So, at this point, I cannot recommend this being a viable solution to repair any of these shingles on the further side. So, thank you for your time.